All right, first and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well, and a sincere salutation to the Akim pushing his truth and sincerity by rawchaa, qadash. This video is going to be titled, "So Shalt Thou Be Truly Shamefaced." Okay, and you can find this scripture in Sirach 41. And after reading this chapter, I felt that some scriptures up in here were profitable, for character building. It says at the end of that scripture says, "And find favor before all men," because we do serve great men, so it's wise to know how to find favor, among the body, especially among great men like the men we see here at Great Millstone. All right, and not all shamefacedness is approved, nor either is it good. So let's look it up and see what shamefaced means, so that you may find favor. It says shamefaced, modest, bashful. Okay. Literally restrained by shame. There's a saying in the world, "There's no shame in my game." But you know what? In a way, that makes a lot of sense. But then in a way, it kind of doesn't, because you do need to have shame. Okay. So that's what shamefaced means. Now, let's start the lesson. If we go up here to Sirach 41 and 16, it says, "Therefore be shamefaced according to my word, for it is not good to retain all shamefaced." Okay? So it's not good, okay, to basically, be shamefaced at all things. It says here, "Neither is it altogether approved in everything." Right? So not in everything are you supposed to be ashamed. Okay? And some things you have to be bold. Okay? Let's see. Let's get this. This is Sirach 4 and 20. It says, Salakia, I didn't get the verse. "Observe the opportunity and beware of evil, and be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul." You see? Be not ashamed of evil when it concerns your soul, man. You see? What does it say here? "Be not ashamed to confess thy sins, and force not the course of the river." Okay? So, so it's not wise to be, ashamed of evil, especially when it concerns your soul, because you want to be in the spirit of repenting and getting back in the spirit, All right, so be not ashamed to confess thy sins, man, Sometimes, you got to be up front, So be not ashamed when it concerneth thy soul. So there's some things you can have shame, and then some things, it's not always wise to be shamed. It says, "For there is a shame that bringeth sin," right? And that shame that bringeth sin is when you're not bold. That sin can destroy you. I mean, that shame can destroy you, man. Being too modest, too bashful. Not enough boldness. It says, "And there's a shame which is glory and grace." You see, and there's a shame which is glory and grace, and that's what I want to get into. But I wanted to bring out the balance, man. So, although there is that saying, "I have no shame in my game," but at the same time, you do need to have shame. So let's go back and in Sirach 41. Oops. It says, "Be ashamed of whoredom before father and mother, and of a lie before a prince and a mighty man." Right? Be ashamed of adultery. Before father and mother. Before sexual immorality, and that's before anybody. That could bring a perpetual blot. It says, "And of a lie before a prince and a mighty man." Right? Because when you lie once, you usually gotta lie to cover up that lie. Before you know it, you're in a ball of lies. Okay, and who can trust a liar? It says, "Of an offense before a judge and ruler." Right? Agree with thine adversary, okay, because he has the ability to throw you into jail. Okay, we're living in this world. Okay, where you could get tickets or fines or jail time, whatever the case may be. So beware of an offense. Okay, before a judge and a ruler. It says of iniquity before a congregation. Okay, and especially before the congregation of Israel. Beware of being be ashamed of having being in iniquity before the congregation. It says and people. Okay, so you need to be wise. In and out of the truth of unjust dealing before thy partner and friend of unjust dealing. Okay, so you don't want to deal unjustly, whether it be in money, transactions, whether it be in a living situation, whether it be in the brotherhood. Okay, be ashamed of an offense against a brother and a friend. Okay, but I want to go get a precept real quick to of iniquity before a congregation. Now, if we go to Sirach, most of these scriptures are all these scriptures are going to be in the book of Sirach. Let's get what is it, 7:7. Offend not against the multitude of a city, and then thou shalt not cast thyself down among the people. Right. Okay, so be ashamed. Okay, if you offend against the multitude of a city. Okay, because if you do, you know, and not only the city but the congregation, you'll cast yourself down among the people, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so be ashamed of that. Be aware. Okay, and this gives you favor when you have a certain type of shame to your game. If I could say, Sirach 4:7, get thyself the love of the congregation and bow thy head to great men. You see, and there's a modesty in that. There's a modesty in bowing your head to great men. You don't always got to be first. Get yourself the love of the congregation, man. Put others before yourself. You know, don't always be about your own thoughts and your own desires and wants and needs. It says of iniquity before a congregation and people of unjust dealing before thy partner and friend. Right. This is let's get this one. Let's talk about a friend. When should we be ashamed of unjust dealing of a friend? Well, let's look it up. This is Sirach 6:18. 17. Whoso feareth the Lord shall direct his friendship aright. Whereas he is, so shall his neighbor be also. Right. Okay, so be ashamed of unjust dealing of a friend. Okay, because if you fear Yahawashi, you're gonna direct your friendship aright. For as he is, so shall his neighbor be also. So as you are, so is your neighbor gonna be. So if you're good, your neighbor's gonna be good. Your brother's gonna be good. All right, let's go back. It says of unjust dealing before thy partner and friend. Okay, let's see. Let's get this. This is Sirach. There's a couple scriptures I found talking about unjust dealing among friends. Because really, you want to find favor among men in this truth, man. We do serve men. Okay. This is a ministry. Ministry, that word means to serve. This is Sirach 22:22. If thou hast opened thy mouth against thy friend, fear not. Okay. So if you said something against your friend, hey, there's nothing to worry about. This is for there may be a reconciliation. Right. You could patch things up, except for upbraiding. Okay. And upbraiding means to really, rebuke, real bad. Okay. Rough, well, you know what? Let's look it up real quick. We could look it up real fast. Let's look up that word upbraiding. Right. So, be careful for, how you deal among friends, and ultimately brothers, the brothers are your real friends. Okay. Upbraid. Scorn. Scold. Right. When you scold somebody, man, when you get on somebody's head, censure. To judge is to criticize adversely, find fault with, and condemn. Right. So you got to be careful, man, how you deal with your brothers, man. You could severely condemn somebody, and that could break friendship, except for upbraiding or pride, right? Pride, man. You think you're better than your brothers, you know, or disclosing of secrets, right? Somebody confide something to you and you actually you let it out, or a treacherous wound, right? You do something real treacherous to a brother, be ashamed of that. It says, for these things every friend will depart, right? You'll lose friends over this, man, and you won't have favor, and you want to have favor in this truth. You want to be approved among the brothers, man. you know these are truly things that you need to be ashamed about. So there's a righteous shame, but then there's a shame that brings sin, and that's basically when you're being dishonorable, and not having grace. you know Going back to what we read in Sirach, the fourth chapter. It says, and of theft in regard of the place where thou sojournest, right? If you steal where you live, right? Hey, be ashamed of that. And in regard of the truth of God and his covenant, all right? Yeah, definitely be ashamed of, have modest, behavior, in regards to this truth and of the Most High in his covenant, because, hey, the Lord gave his law, judgment, statutes, and commandments to us, and we have to hold that in high esteem, you know? We have to be examples. It says, and to learn to lean with thine elbow upon the meat. Right. You put your elbows on the table when you eat dinner. You're not supposed to be doing that. Okay. So these are little tidbits of wisdom. Okay. And of scorning to give and take. You see, and of scorning to give and take, man. So be modest. Be mindful of how you scorn. All right. When you give it and when you take it. Be ashamed. Make sure you're not going too hard when you give, and when you take it, don't make sure you're not, falling apart because you got scorned, rebuked, whatever the case, chastised, upbraided, and of silence before them that salute thee. Okay, so you have to be quiet, and be, salute that brother, you know, and to look upon the harlot. So don't be looking at a woman and be like, don't be trying to salute a brother, Yahawashi, and at the same time you stop in mid salute and looking at a woman. Yeah, that's not right. It says, and to turn away thy gaze from thy kinsman. Okay, right. Turn away thy face from thy kinsman. Right. So make sure you know you deal upright with your kinsman, which is basically your family. You know what I'm saying? We're not called to hate our families, man. You know that's a shame that you cool in the outside world with friends or whatever at work, not even in the brotherhood, but at your family, you a straight demon. That's not right, man. Your blood relatives. It says, or to take away a portion or a gift, you see, or to take away a portion or a gift, right? Or to gaze upon another man's wife, right? That's very shameful. You know what I mean? These are things that you have to be mindful, okay, and not to do, so that you may find favor before all men. It says, or to be over busy with his maid, right? Don't be busy with a brother's maid. It says, or come not near her bed, right? Because in the ancient world, men did have women, and the women did have maids, okay, handmaids and whatnot. And so don't come near a man's wife or his maid, or of upbraiding speeches before friends, right? It says, or of upbraiding speeches before friends. Okay, going back to what we read, man, there could be a reconciliation. Okay, but if you upbraid your friend, because if you're proudful, or you're giving out secrets, or you're basically just going hard on the man, hey, that brother might depart. You could really break a friendship. So be careful how you upbraid. you know and real quick, I'm gonna look it up on my computer real fast. Upbraid, once again, right, to find fault with somebody. So be careful how you find fault with somebody before friends. Because there's this thing where people upbraid, or how do I say, they poke holes in your reputation, and watch how the public opinion will hang you. There's people that do that. They're good at doing that. So be careful of upbraiding speeches before friends. And after thou hast given, upbraid not. Right. So, after you do it, man, make sure you're not making it a habit of doing it a lot. Because some of that cannot be timely wisdom. Make sure you're cognizant of that. It says, or of iterating and speaking again that which thou hast heard. Right. You don't want to speak again what you've heard about uh, um, a certain person. It may not be true, but you don't want to be a busybody in other men's matters. You don't want to iterate. You don't want to be you know, you don't want to repeat what's been told to you. The scriptures say, if a secret is told to you, it's not going to burst you. Don't go be spreading secrets of other men. Right? What is? Oh, I didn't even see. It says, and of revealing secrets. Well, I didn't even see that. I'm over here looking up at my computer screen. I'm on the phone, but I was looking at the computer screen. Right? You know. Don't repeat secrets, man. You know. Especially if you heard something once, it's not going to burst you to keep it a secret. It says, so shalt thou be truly shamefaced and find favor before all men. Okay, so these are some things that you need to do so that you may find favor before all men. Okay, and truly be shamefaced. You know. Wait a minute, let's read this again. Therefore be shamefaced according to my word, for it is not good to retain all shamefaced, neither is altogether approved in everything. Okay, right? It's not good to have, you know, you can't be shamefaced, all the time. Neither is it needed or approved in everything. Okay, but some things it is, and sometimes you do need it. All right, so let me go here. Sirach 4, and then I'm gonna end it out. 20. I'm 4 and 21. For there is a shame that bringeth sin, and there is shame which is glory and grace. So make sure you're not doing those things that'll bring sin upon you, man. Because that's a real shame. Okay, but there is a shame which is glory and grace, and that's the shame that you want to have among Akim that'll bring glory and grace, so that you may find favor. Okay, so Lord willing, this was edifying. You can find those scriptures, in Sirach 41. What to do. How to truly be shamefaced. So Lord willing, it was edifying, and the point was made. And I want to say, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawashi. Shalom.